Today, we're going to get into something that's, well, a lot of us do, but are maybe a little embarrassed to admit. We're talking about the architecture of audible thought. Okay, let's just start with a super relatable question. Have you ever been caught talking to yourself? You're totally in the zone, working something out loud, and then you look up and someone's standing right there. Yeah, that feeling, right? For most of us, it's this moment of pure, red-faced embarrassment. You just kind of clam up, maybe do a little nervous cough, and hope with everything you have that they didn't hear you deep in conversation with, well, you. That whole feeling of embarrassment, it really comes from this long-held stigma, this idea that talking to yourself means you're kind of losing it. But what if I told you that's completely wrong? What if it's actually the exact opposite, a sign of a high-functioning, incredibly efficient mind?
Just take a second and let that quote sink in. It's not about losing control at all. It's about your brain working so fast, firing on all cylinders, that it actually needs an external tool, your own voice, just to keep everything in order.
So with that new idea in mind, we've got to completely reframe this. We need a new way to think about it. Because it's really not just talking to yourself. It's something way more sophisticated. Let's actually give this thing a proper name. Cognitive clarity. That's what's happening. You're using verbal organization. You're speaking to give some much-needed structure to thoughts that are moving at an incredibly high speed. And that's really the key thing to get here. Your brain isn't flawed. It's just fast. It's making connections and spitting out ideas at a pace that can honestly get a little overwhelming if you don't have a system to manage it all. This idea of a mental fog is just perfect, isn't it? It completely captures what happens when there's no structure. All those high-speed thoughts, they just start to collide and overlap. It's that feeling where you have 100 ideas at once, but you can't seem to grab onto a single clear one. So, how does speaking actually cut through that fog? Well, it's a surprisingly simple and elegant process. First, a thought pops out of the chaos. The moment you say it out loud, you're forcing it into a linear structure. A sentence, right? With a beginning, a middle, and an end. And boom. Just like that, one clear, structured thought cuts right through the mental fog.
So what's the big takeaway here? This habit, this thing you might have thought was a weird quirk. It's not. It's a powerful tool for verbal organization. It's a sign of a high-functioning cognitive process. And it's a fantastic method for finding clarity when your mind is going a mile a minute.
The main point is simple, but it's a total game changer. That thing you might have been low-key embarrassed about your whole life? It is not a quirk, it's a cognitive tool. Think of it as a feature, not a bug. So I'll just leave you with this thought. The next time you catch yourself talking something through out loud, don't feel embarrassed. Definitely don't stop. Instead, just pause for a second and ask yourself, what brilliant thought am I trying to organize right now?